Let's start building from scratch this library or family element. So I'm going to go ahead and open a new family, and that'll be a generic adaptive, not just adaptive, but pattern-based adaptive. Go ahead and open that. And we have our 4 adaptive points. And the first thing we want to do is start adding new points, reference points that can be offset. So I'm going to go ahead and set a reference plane and then place a point there. Set the next reference plane, place a point there, set the next reference plane, put a point, set the next reference plane, put a point. Then we'll just use the filter tool to just grab the new reference points that we've created. And right away, just so we see that they're visible, I'm going to just give them a value. Actually, I'm going to repeat this procedure. So I'm going to go up and get these. I'll get these way high out of the area for now. Let's set these for 10 feet. Whoops, that puts that one right over the other one. Let's go even more extreme. Let me just grab these again. And why I want to do that, I want to just say in the same mode, and I want to get these points all constructed for us. So let's go ahead and make this, I don't know, 12 feet. Then we'll go ahead and repeat the procedure again. So we're going to start setting some points out. Repeating the same procedure again. And we have an error because we're not getting all of our adaptive points showing up properly. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to undo that until we get back to, I'm just clicking backwards here, go one step forward again. I'm going to repeat that procedure. I'm sorry this is tedious, but actually, I'm going to try and see if I can select the reference points. They have 2 reference points selected, 3, 4, and I'm going to give them a -6 feet. Let's see if that moves them out of the way. All right, so we're down with those points 6 feet. And now I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to just check these to make sure that these behave adaptively, and they do. And I have one more set of points to construct. So I'm going to go ahead and repeat that procedure again. And then I'm going to go ahead and just manually grab these points just to four reference points, and we'll give them a 12-foot offset. Oops. Let's try that again. One reference point. I don't know if I've actually deleted my reference points now, so I'm going to going to reconstruct them. I have a feeling I undid all of them. So and I'm watching in the window to see how many reference points I have, and I'll give these, I don't know, 15-foot offset. Oops, that was a positive. I actually want to make that in the negative direction. I want those going down. Okay, and now we can actually just take a look at this. So we have our tops, our bottoms of the pillow that we want to create, and our long reference. And this is just a convenient way to start setting up our parameters and connecting values. So I'm going to grab those 4 points. It says 8 points, so I've got some laying over each other. So I'm afraid I'm going to have to, that's where I'm going to have to go ahead and make my correction. I move them in the, so I'll grab and delete 1 point, grab and delete 1 point, grab and delete 1 point. So I have my reference points, they're going up. So I'm going to build some parameters now. I'm going to build a dimension parameter, and I'm going to call that height. And all of those are going to be assigned to that. I'm going to go back to now our front view and zoom out. I'm going to grab these 4 points, getting reference points of 4. I'm going to give that a parameter now, a new parameter. We'll call that depth. And I'll create the other one right away too. Well, actually, I'll just cancel out of that. I'll go OK, and I'll just do these right away. And we'll call that one offset. Okay, and now we can go and, oops, manage our parameters. So instead of making these such large numbers, I'm just going to taper these down now. We don't really need them out of the way. And we'll go back to a 3D view. And now we have our elements, and the only thing we'd like to do is check to make sure we have parametric or relational driven behavior is what it's referred to of our adaptive points, and we do. So now we can start constructing some of our needed reference lines. So I'm going to make a reference line by turning on the 3D snapping from here to here. I've got chain command on, so I'm going to turn that off in a second. Make another turn off chain command. I want to rotate this slightly so that we can make this other reference point down here. And then we'll look at trying to put a 3-point. So I'm going to move along this till I find the center, move up till I find the center, and then come down on this side. Oh, I was using the line tool, excuse me. I wanted to use a curve. I want it to be a reference line. Oh, it slips over to the line. I don't know why that does that. And I'm not sure how this tool works. I think it might, yeah, there it is. Okay, and we'll do the same thing to the bottom. It looks a little odd, but that might just be the, oh, I've drawn the wrong reference line. Excuse me, I'm going to delete this out, and I'm going to select this one and delete it out. The draw a new reference line. I had overall depth. It looks like I've lost one of my adaptive points. Actually, I'm going to go undo a little bit here. Excuse me. I hate how that gets rid of that adaptive point. So I'm actually just going to continue to step back here until I rebuild that reference line in the right way. All right, so now I'm going to, so I've just undone the, I can put this one in correctly, and then we'll go back in. Okay, so I think we might be good enough now to actually create our form. Unable to do the results. That's because I selected too many, excuse me. I need to grab the end reference lines and the center reference lines and create the form. And now if we look at that, we have our pillow geometry. So all we have to do is to remember to assign this a material. And I'm going to go ahead and create that parameter, a material parameter. That's so we can, if we have to, change its values with inside of the project environment. And of course we want to save this, so I'm going to go and create a project folder for this. I've already created one, so I'll go ahead and make a new one. Let me just step back out of this a minute. And we'll make a new folder. Call it for the video. And I got to give it a better name. So I'm going to call it the pillow. Probably need to make sure I close out of some other software or other pillows I've created so I don't get them overwritten. I think that completes this first element of construction, and I'll make another clip for the next items that we're going to add.